Good morning, Americans. How are you today? This is September 11th, 2024, the day of 9/11, and it's the day after the debate between Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. I got to discuss this. You're witnessing the rise and fall of the United States of America. The Democrats, as has been said before, used to be the party of the people. And I was born in 1948. I turned 18 in 1966. And I was able to start voting and I voted through all the elections. I've never missed a presidential election. And I've seen the Democrats change. In the past, I have voted for Democrats back before the year 2000. There were times when I would vote for who I thought was the best person. But the Democratic Party today is not the Democratic Party it was before the year 2000, before the change to the new millennium. The Democrats nowadays will say anything and do anything just to stay in power. They don't give a damn about the people. They just want to stay in power. They will do anything, they will say anything to get what they want. And you people who support the Democratic Party, I can only assume that you're either socialists, Marxists, or communists, people who do not like or do not want the United States to exist. Or you're just so stupid that you can't see this. You can't see how the Democratic Party has bamboozled you and lied to you and make you believe they're BS. And one point last night, Kamala Harris said that Donald Trump wanted to burn the Constitution. He does not. She told so many BS lies. She will say anything just to get elected. She will say whatever she needs to say to get elected. If she gets elected and she's in the White House, she's not going to give a damn about what she said to you people. She's going to do whatever she wants, and you will find out. You will find out and how you can be so upset that you had voted for her and realize that she's not what she claims to be. She has an agenda that she's keeping hidden from all of you. She just wants to get elected. And some of you people are voting for her because of a race. Some of you are voting for her because she could be the first woman president. And some of you are voting because you're just too dumb to realize what a liar and schemer she and the rest of the Democratic Party are. Or is. Instead of, when Trump lost the election, instead of them, the Democratic Party, going out to the people and say, we're going to try and help you, we're going to make things right, all they did was go after Trump. If that didn't work, they tried something else. If that didn't work, they tried something else. If that didn't work, they tried something else. They just hounded and harassed him, just trying whatever they could do to ruin him. They fear him. They fear him being president because he wants to make America great again. Like many of us veterans and true patriotic Americans want. We want the country to be great again. The Democratic Party, Biden and Kamala Harris, they've been nothing but BSers and liars and criminals and schemers and traitors. All the money that Joe Biden has received from China and from Ukraine. And you've probably heard about how Biden got money from Ukraine by what do you call it? Extortion. To get rid of this investigator, or we're not going to give you the money, or all the money came from China. Why is China paying Biden family so much money? He's a weak president because he's not the leader of this country. He's a servant. He's a servant to China. he can't stand up to China. He can't stand up to Russia. He can't stand up to the Iranians. The Iranians, when Trump was president, Iranians were broke. And now they gave him billions of dollars. They gave the Iranians billions of dollars. Well, thank you very much. We got billions of dollars. Now we can buy missiles. We can finance Hamas. We can finance Hezbollah. We can do terrorists. We can finance the Sunnis or whatever the heck they're called in Yemen, the Houthis, whatever. You know, he gave them money and let them get rich again and do all these things. And do you honestly think that if Kamala Harris becomes president, China's going to be afraid of her? Russia's going to be afraid of her? Iran's going to be afraid of her? Hell no. She becomes president, China's going to be invading Taiwan. Mark my words, it's going to happen. They want Taiwan. If she becomes president, they're going to take Taiwan. And they're going to dare her to do anything about it. She doesn't have the guts or the stamina or the intelligence to do anything about it. And is she really going to be running the country, or is Obama behind the curtains, or Chuck Schumer or somebody else actually going to be running the country and telling her what to do? I mean, is she really going to be the leader, or is she going to be a puppet with people pulling the strings behind her? You know, and Russia, they're going to go into Ukraine and maybe the rest of Europe, because they're going to say Kamala Harris is weak. And she's changing the country from being a freedom-loving country, with capitalism. She's turning into a socialist country, maybe even a communist country. I mean, she is far extreme left, even probably more extreme than Bernie Sanders. And you people who vote for her, you're going to see this, you're going to say, oh my God, what a mistake I made. But it'd be too late to do anything about it then. And this thing about her taking, I mean, she has flip-flop about so many different things. She has flip-flop. She said one thing before she became candidate for president. She would say things, and now she became candidate for president. Now, oh gee, I got to change what I'm saying so that I can get elected. I got to change this. So I'll say this, and I'll say this, and I'll say this. And people will believe me and they'll vote for me, but actually, I don't care about what I said. What I care about is what I said previously before I became a candidate for president. And you're going to be so sorry, and you're going to realize you were so stupid to believe her and support her. You know, I heard that Putin endorsed Kamala Harris. Hell yes, he endorsed her. He doesn't want Trump president. He knows that Trump's not going to take any crap from the world. But Kamala Harris will. And Trump asked, where's our president right now? Where is he? Is he in bed asleep? Is he on the beach? We don't have a president right now. We do not have a president. We got some guy whose mind is half gone, who has to take naps. He's on the beach. We do not have a president. So who's running the country? Who's got the missile codes? Obama? Schumer? Somebody else behind the curtains that we don't know about? Is there a group of people, a committee of people who are running the country? And this thing about her, she wanted to do a mandatory mandatory gun buyback program. And she had said that just recently, a few weeks ago. And then on the debate, she said, oh, I don't want to do that. The Waltz and I are gun owners. So what? So you're gun owners. That doesn't mean you're going to take your own guns away. You're going to take everybody else's guns away. So, some of you who have never paid attention in school, some of you who pay more attention to video games on the internet and TikTok and everything else than you do about what history and what the heck's going on in this world, do not realize that Hitler, when he wrote his book, Mein Kampf, he wrote in that book, to defeat a nation's first, disarm its citizens. He wrote that. Take away their guns. And that's what they did to German citizens before World War II. They took away their guns. They took all the guns away. Now the citizens have no way to protect themselves. During the Revolution or before the Revolution, England had the army, and the Americans, they realized how they were under tyranny. They were the colonies of England, and England dominated over them and were dictators and made life miserable for them. And so when they wrote the Constitution, they realized, we need to have some way that we can keep our weapons. So in case the government becomes tyrannical again, in case it becomes dictatorship again, in case they try to take over the power of the people, we need to have some way to defend ourselves. We need to have some way to stand up against them and say, no, we're not putting up with this. That's what the Second Amendment is all about. And so many of you people, so many of you people who really don't know what the hell you're talking about, try to take the Second Amendment and turn it into something completely different, or twist it, deform it. The whole thing is we needed to have some way to protect ourselves against a government that goes awry, that wants to dominate and take over and be a dictatorship. We need to have some way to defend ourselves. And that's why we have the Second Amendment. So we have these guns. So if somebody comes banging on your door, you got some way to defend yourself. And then the border. The Democrats let all these people come in from all over the world, and they want to give them everything but the kitchen sink free of charge. I'm a disabled veteran. I'm 70% disabled, nearly pressing for an increase in disability. I have to fight for my rights. I have to fight for my benefits, while the government gives these illegal immigrants, these criminals, these people who weren't born here, born someplace else, they give them everything. They give them stuff free, debit cards, they give them free education, they give them free medical care, give them all this stuff. And I have to fight for my benefits along with a lot of other veterans. And we're being not even second-class citizens, we're third-class citizens now. And the immigrants come here and they're just taking over the country. And they're criminals and gangs and attacking people and raping people and murdering people. And the crime has increased so much here, and the Democrats want these people in there and turn them into voters so they can have so many more voters than the Republicans have, and that way they can stay in power. That's what they want. They don't give a damn about you. They want to stay in power, and that's what they're going to do. That's their intent. And President Biden, who really isn't president anymore, the very first day he was in office, he could have written an executive order closing the border. He's got the power to do that. Every president has the power to do that. It's the power. He just writes an executive order to close the border. And he's gone 3.5 years and hasn't done a damn thing about it. And Kamala Harris could do something about it. They haven't done anything about it. They just let the people come in. They don't care who's coming in. Just come in. Come on in. And we'll give you everything that we can possibly give you. And so this is a big draw for these foreigners to come in here and say, wow, they're going to give us everything, okay? And then Kamala Harris was saying how she's going to give people $6,000 on their first baby. And they're going to give people $25,000 on their first home purchase. Let me ask you something. How is she going to pay for that? How is she going to get the money to pay $6,000 to every single person who has their first, every single couple who has their first baby? Where's she going to get the money to pay $25,000 to every single person who wants to buy a house? And there's going to be foreigners buying a house while Americans are sitting out on the street. People born and raised in this country, veterans, we're going to be out on the street while these foreigners are getting money to buy houses. Where's she going to get the money? You know where? She's got to increase taxes. Americans right now are taxed, and with inflation, it's so hard to make a living now, to keep existing because of inflation. So if she increases taxes, now she's going to tax the people into poverty. You're already paying a great deal of money for taxes. You're already paying a great deal of money for food, gasoline, excuse me, and energy. And then she's going to tax you some more. She's going to put you people in the poorhouse. She's going to tax you to death. That's how she's going to pay for it, because there's no other way to get the money. Well, unless they continue getting bribes from China, and continue getting bribes from Ukraine and from Iran and everybody else. Do you think that the world is going to look at Kamala Harris and say, "Wow, she might launch some missiles against us. She might, attack us or invade us or defend us"? No, they look at her as some weak pea pod, just some little freaking nobody. You're witnessing the death of this country. If she becomes president, this country is dead. This country is over. It's no longer going to be the United States of America with our great history and our great Constitution. It's going to be the socialist states of America, maybe even the communist states of America. It's not going to be the United States of America again. And all of you people who are enjoying your freedom and take advantage of it, you take advantage of it, you don't even appreciate it. Those of you, I wish they had never gotten rid of the draft. That was Jimmy Carter. I wish they had never gotten rid of the draft, because all you young folks should have gone into the military. All you people should have spent a mandatory minimum 2 years in the military. Learn some discipline, learn some respect, learn to appreciate this country and the freedoms that we have. You're going to lose all that. You're going to lose your freedoms. You're going to lose the freedom that you have now. It's going to be a big difference. And those of you who have taken advantage of this country, have done this take, and never given anything back, you're going to be really sorry. Mark my words, you are going to really regret having Kamala Harris as a president, if she gets to be president. And it just appalls me that so many of you people are so dumb enough to believe her and believe the Democrats and think that she'd make a good president. And she said, "We've got to turn a new page. We got to turn a new page. We got to do a new way forward, a new way forward." She talks so much blurry stuff. She talks so much vague stuff. She doesn't come out and say, "This is what I think is a new way forward, and this is what I mean about this, or this is what we should do." But she stood there during the debate and just attacked Trump and attacked Trump and attacked Trump. And Trump was trying to defend himself. And she be on the camera with a stupid smile on her face. A stupid smile. And she knew she was irritating him, and she was keep on poking at him. But what did she talk about herself? Again, just like taking him to court. Attack him. And don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about what you plan on doing. Attack him. And if that doesn't work, then try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else. And they weaponize the Department of Justice. They weaponize the FBI. They weaponize everything else, just because they want to do everything they possibly can to keep him from being president again. I'm telling you, people, if you do not vote for Donald Trump, if you do not want to make America great again, this country will be dead. She'll take over on January 20th of 2025, and within 2 years, you are going to look back and you say, "Oh my God, we really screwed up." And if we lose our freedoms, if we lose our guns, if we lose the greatness of this country, it's going to be one hell of a job to try and get it back. It's just not. It's not going to be an easy job. It may require revolution. It may require another civil war. But the only way you're going to get it back is to fight for it back. And if so many of you are not afraid to fight for it back, then you have no business enjoying your freedoms in the first place. Freedom is not free. You have to defend it. You have to fight to get it. And once you get it, you have to keep it. And the way you keep it is to defend it. And if it requires a fight, then you got to fight for it. If you're not willing to do that, then you got no business being free in the first place. So I'm telling you, people, those of you who support Kamala Harris and the Democrats, God Almighty, perhaps I shouldn't say this, but you are really dumb. You do not realize how the Democrats and Kamala Harris has just fooled you beyond FUBAR. You know what FUBAR means? You know, or there's FUBAR and Snafu. Yeah. There's also Figmo, and that's been one of my nicks on the computer a few times. But they have really fooled you. They have lied to you. They think you're stupid enough to believe it, and many of you are stupid enough to believe it. If Trump is not elected president, you can say goodbye to this country.